You know that bunch rot is coming. It's just a matter of the right conditions. We can offer you a forward-looking, biorational solution called Mevalone. It utilizes a novel, soft chemistry and truly unique mode of action.
Hello, I'm Matthew Malcolm with American Vineyard Magazine, reporting to you here today with Aaron Lange from Lange Twins Family Winery and Vineyards in Lodi. It's great to be with you here today. We wanted to talk about the Pierce's Disease Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter Board. It's instituted by the CDFA and administered there. It's there to serve the industry against invasive pests and disease threats that continue to, surface. And something, that's really served the industry over the last 25 years, and it's up for referendum. Basically, the grape growers in California have an opportunity to vote on whether or not to continue with funding the board, because it is funded through assessments by the industry and by the growers. So I'm here with Aaron. You serve the industry in so many different capacities, and first and foremost as a grower. Mm-hmm. And so tell us your opinion on how this board has served the industry and why you believe growers should vote to continue this board for another 5 years.
Absolutely. There's a few really important points here. Number one, we all remember 25 years ago when Glassy-Winged entered into California and really devastated the Temecula wine growing region. I mean, we're talking about scorched earth, wiped out so many vines via Pierce's disease, and that is vectored, of course, by the Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter, which is a very highly mobile invasive pest in California. And so really, this board's primary issue was holding that back and trying to avoid Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter from coming up north into more acres of California wine country, and they've been extremely successful in doing that over the years. The primary goal of the board is to really keep that vector at bay, the Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter, from entering into other major wine growing regions, right? And I think the board has done a very effective and amazing job, not only leveraging the dollars that we growers are assessed, but using those dollars to leverage federal funds via the USDA, because they are instrumental in funding the effort to treat vineyards which are infested with this, and also citrus orchards and cooperation with other growers in order to keep Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter at bay.
One of the important things that Pierce's Disease Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter Board does is educate and help outreach to the community, locals. Mm-hmm. Every day, people in California to recognize some of the pest threats, or to help them understand what these pests look like, right, and to report it.
Yes.
And that's something that growers can't really do themselves, right?
No, it's really, the public is our eyes and ears on this issue. So, for example, we've had Glassy-Winged pop up in residential communities, say like in Granite Bay or in Solano County, where someone moved a lemon tree from Southern California and decided to move it up here in their backyard, but they brought Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter with them. And so it's really the responsibility of our local ag commissioners working with the PD GWSS board and our team in order to effectively put a strategy together to eradicate that pest before it gets out of control. And so I think a lot of people may think Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter is not a problem, or it's something that's already been solved, quote unquote, in Southern California. Absolutely not. We are keeping this pest at bay, and we do not want it coming up farther north. And I think they've been very effective in leveraging federal dollars as well in order to control this pest and keep it where it's at. And that's something that we growers have to continue funding, because again, our assessment dollars are leveraging federal dollars, which can really amplify our ability to control this pest and do more research on Pierce's disease, right? So we're working on both the vector and the disease.
If Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter and Pierce's disease isn't a concern, in the opinion of some growers, some years ago, the board actually started covering other pests and diseases as well, right?
That's right. So we also know that virus like leaf roll 3 virus, like red blotch, are huge issues, especially up here in Northern California. And the board is also putting some of their dollars to fund research into solving some of those problems. And so we are really a major funder of some of the best research from around the world in order to help with solving some of these major issues that are critical to the survival and the health of our vineyards. So when we're talking about something like leaf roll 3, which combined with vitiviruses can cause sudden vine collapse in your vineyard, we've got some of the best folks in the world working on this who we are funding in order to try to find solutions to these major issues.
That's really important, and it's not going to get any easier. I mean, because we live in a world today where travel has increased. We live in a global economy, and there's things that are constantly moving in and out of the state. So, like you mentioned, spotted lanternfly is something that's on the horizon, something that people are really concerned about. It has devastated vineyards back in the East Coast, and it's moving this direction. We've had some sightings, and it's really great to see that CDFA has intercepted some of those from getting here.
Yes, they have. And what I really love about the PD-GWSS board is that it's made up of growers, right? And so we help direct those funds and approve what those funds can be used. But it's like a direct line right into the CDFA office. So we can really express our concerns and make sure this is on the radar. And so for the last 2 years, we've been working with the folks at CDFA to have a plan. When spotted lanternfly actually comes into California, and we believe it will eventually come into California, the CDFA is extremely well prepared to identify that pest and to eradicate it before it spreads, because it can be devastating to our industry. And so I think the PD-GWSS board is a wonderful catalyst between the broader grower community and the CDFA to make sure that we are all communicating effectively, so when we get these threats into California, that we're able to respond quickly and make sure they don't get out of control.
Well, and that's a good point that you make too, that we have the structure in place should the emergency arise. And I think it's important also that you noted that this is led by the grape industry. It's not just another government entity reaching inside of their pockets. This is grower representation. So the referendum is coming quickly, and it's really important for growers to know that 40% need to vote on this in order for it to even be credible, in order for it to go through, whether they're voting yes or no. So it's really important that you raise your voices, that you vote on this, and a certain percentage needs to, I think it's like 65% of the industry that needs to vote yes in order to pass it. So definitely reach out to the Pierce's Disease Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter Board, CDFA, for more information on that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So the most important thing is to check your mail, because this vote does not come via email. It does not come online. You need to check your mail, open up those ballots, and vote it. Don't put it on the back burner. You need to vote immediately as soon as you get them. Vote yes on this referendum, because it is some of the best dollars that we can spend to protect our wine growing industry, not only from Pierce's disease and Glassy-Winged Sharpshooter, which is still a major threat, but also that we're protecting ourselves and doing research on critical new issues that we have today that still need solutions. PD-GWSS board has been extremely successful over 25 years, and it really has evolved to be the tip of the spear when it comes to effective research and practical on-the-ground control. So don't ignore those ballots, fill them out, send them in immediately.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Aaron. You've heard it from a grower. Make sure you vote and read more about these things in American Vineyard Magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.